There are people who don't want to die, but they don't want to keep existing like this either. They wake up, they function, they answer messages, they go to work or class, but inside something feels profoundly wrong. Not dramatic, not loud, just a deep resistance to being here. If that sounds familiar, this isn't weakness, it's psychology. People who hate their existence right now aren't lazy, broken, or ungrateful. They're overwhelmed at a level most people never talk about. Because this feeling isn't about one bad day, it's about sustained psychological overload. Let's start here. Hating your existence doesn't mean you hate life itself. It means the cost of staying conscious feels too high. Every day requires decisions, energy, emotional regulation, social performance, and for some people, that cost has quietly exceeded their capacity. Psychologists call this existential distress, when the mind becomes aware not just of pain, but of the burden of being. You're not tired of work, you're tired of having to keep going, and that difference matters. This state often appears in people who are highly introspective, people who think deeply, people who notice patterns, people who can't fully distract themselves from reality. They don't move through life on autopilot. They're conscious of every repetition. Wake up, eat, perform, sleep, repeat. And once the brain starts asking, why am I doing this? That question doesn't shut off easily. Here's something important. Many people who hate their existence are not unhappy in the traditional sense. They may have jobs, friends, families. On paper, life looks acceptable, but internally, they feel misaligned, like they're living a version of life that doesn't belong to them. Psychologists often see this when someone has spent years adapting instead of choosing, doing what was expected, what was necessary, what was survival. Until one day the mind realizes, I've been enduring, not living. That realization is destabilizing. Another major factor is emotional depletion. Years of suppressing feelings, years of being strong, years of coping without rest. Eventually, the nervous system stops offering motivation, not as punishment, but as protection. This is why even small tasks feel unbearable. Not because they're hard, but because your system has nothing left to give. There's also something called Anhedonia, where pleasure doesn't register properly anymore. Not sadness, not despair, just numbness. And when nothing feels rewarding, existence feels pointless, not painful, empty. That emptiness is often mistaken for laziness or apathy, but psychologically, it's closer to shutdown. The brain has been overstimulated for too long, so it pulls back. Now here's the part most people don't understand. Hating your existence doesn't mean you hate yourself. It often means you can't see a future that feels worth the effort. Hope requires imagination, and imagination requires energy. When energy is gone, the future collapses into obligation. Another day to get through, another role to play, and that's exhausting. This state is also closely tied to loss of agency. When people feel trapped by finances, family expectations, health, circumstances, the mind begins to resent existence itself. Not because life is bad, but because choice feels absent. And humans are not designed to exist without choice. Here's something crucial. This state is not permanent. Even though it feels endless, brains change, nervous systems recover. Meaning returns, not through force, but through relief. But relief doesn't come from motivation speeches or being told to push through. It comes from permission. Permission to exist at reduced capacity, permission to stop pretending you're okay, permission to rest without justifying it. People who hate their existence don't need fixing. They need space, space where they don't have to perform, explain, or improve. Often the smallest things help first. Not purpose, not passion, just neutrality. Moments that don't demand anything. Because before someone can love life again, they need to stop feeling crushed by it. So if you're in this place right now, hear this clearly. You are not defective for feeling this way. You are responding normally to prolonged overload. Your mind isn't giving up. It's asking for relief, and that matters. You don't need to figure out your whole life. You don't need answers. You just need enough gentleness to make today survivable. That is not failure. That is endurance. And one day, not today, maybe not soon, when the weight lightens even slightly, you may find that you don't hate existence anymore. You just hated how heavy it became. Until then, existing quietly is enough. Tell me, do you feel like you're living or just getting through? And if this felt too accurate, the next video will explain why your mind should